please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Before enter another section, I want to have some discussion with you. Number one question for you is to cultivate flow in workplaces or classrooms. You can design activities that promote flow. What kind of activities do you consider to be the best way to cultivate flow? If you can design an activity which is very helpful to help students experience flow, what kind of activity would you like to offer to your students your or in a working place? You are an employee, you are an employer. What will you what kind of activity you can offer to your employees to do? If we want to cultivate flow, we need some activities that is helpful to cultivate flow. So what kind of activity you consider the best to do in school or in workplaces? Actually, for me, I consider taekwondo or martial art is a very good way because it's easy, but not too easy, challenge, but not too challenging to practice. So it's a very good way to promote flow in school. A person who experiences flow will have a sense of happiness, joyfulness. He have more happier life actually. So what kind of activity will you consider to be best in your professional area? Or if you are working in a music company or media, maybe you need to help your colleague or help your employee to cultivate flow. What kind of things you can do to help them? I think Alona offer a very good idea that if our working place full of food, coffee or drink, that is a good idea because we didn't need to leave the office. So what kind of activity or environment or factors that will um, help people to create more music, more work? Please, Elona.
Yes, my brother is an engineer, and he had an office um, that was for IT managers and etc. And he has in his work gym, uh, also Xbox, karaoke, you know,
Mm.
film, and etc. So he say he has had a lot of environment and a lot of entertainment in his job, and he usually really lives there. you know,
Listen to
from
music.
from morning to evening, he was in his job because he had a lot of he had a coffee machine, etc. So, as I understand, because of IT, internet and specialists, they are very, how to say it, very good in their jobs. And that's why the office, like Google, like Microsoft, always support them and give them some entertainment like this, like gym and etc. So I think if you have a lot of entertainment that you can do in your job, it's very good company.
Yeah. First of all, he like he like his job. Then he have a very good environment, which he can focus very well, fully focus. Yeah, I think art or engineer is also work that require a lot of attention or focus. So if you can design a environment or an activity to help students experience flow, then what you will do, what is the best way for you to do it? I think an art corner is very good idea. Just like Alona said, if there is a working corner that help you to prepare everything to help you stay for a long time in the office and enjoy by yourself. Maybe some students will stay in art corner for a long time. So do you have other ideas that you can do in school to cultivate flow? If it is too long for you to say it, you can type it on the messenger. So, Xinyu, do you have any idea or any activity that you consider a good activity to cultivate flow in school or for school age students? My children experience my children was highly focused when he used computer, but it's not very good. No idea. Hmm. Maybe puzzle or origami. Do you consider it's possible? Anish, please.
Um, talk, Talking about my experience in my country,
Mm,
we usually like playing musics and gathering in common place and talking to each other. And sometimes we also feel this when we celebrate our festivals
mm-hmm.
and gather with family and friends.
Mm. It's also a good activity which fits the next section of savoring. But I think talk to each other didn't cultivate the experience of flow, maybe. Because flow is a very special experience. But playing music is a way to cultivate flow, definitely. So, Feng Yi, do you have any idea that you can develop activity that help students to cultivate flow?
Think drawing or coloring. Uh,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong, recently, few of the years, they come up things that can call Zendela or whatever is
Oh,
a
yes.
coloring part. So it's the same pattern but it's repeating, and then
Mm.
you need to focus on coloring in certain part. Is when you see look at the picture is kind of complicated, but when you like really put a lot of concentration to color, because the patterns are the same, but when you do some coloring you need to be focused a lot, then might be easy to go into the flow when doing some artwork. This is what I think. And
Oh,
drawing the Zendela also. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I agree. It's a very good idea to help children cultivate flow. Mm. Okay, the next question is do you in your culture are there any activity related to flow? Drawing is a cultural activity, I think. I think in Chinese culture, people tend to experience a sense of flow when they are uh, write, writing word. We call it calligraphy, maybe. So, in your I am just curious. Is there any activity related to flow? I think meditation and mindfulness is related to flow in some Asia culture. So, is there any uh, activity related to flow in Ukrainian culture? Okay, if you didn't have answer, that's okay, because maybe it takes some time to do some research. Next section, we are going to talk about savoring. Savoring is uh, a capability to attend to joy and pleasure of the experience. So, it's a capability to feel joyful again. Maybe Anish's internet is not very stable. Several researchers tend to believe that uh, by paying more attention to pleasurable experience, that can help people to heighten their enjoyment. So, savoring activity actually at the beginning, uh, they tend to use to the depression patients. But whatever, um, since it is also a lot of fun, so I think most people can do savory activity too. Consider this picture. Which kind of which kind of clothing you like most. Every day in daily life, we have a lot of experience. Sometimes they have some special meaning. Sometimes they just have no meaning. But we didn't need to think about so many meaning. We can just enjoy everything, because such as like sunrise or sunset, they are all exist before we come to this world. So meaning is a human psychological structure, but we can see many beautiful things without thinking any meaning. We can distinguish three types of experience that can be savored. Number one, sensory pleasures from sensory pleasures. Number two, aesthetic pleasures. Number three, pleasures or accomplishment. Actually, there are some special books, some psychological book, in talk about savoring. People also decide many savory activity to help depression patient. For example, there is a savory activity for the elderly. Um, in Dr. Smith's research, there is a savory activity. Uh, at the beginning, some old people practice some simple 5 minute savory exercise twice a week for 6 or 7 days. And finally, they report higher resilience, greater happiness, and lower depression compared to those who didn't fully complete that exercise. There are 3 steps to the savoring exercise. Number one, thinking about a positive experience. Number two, pay attention to positive feelings that arise in your memory. Number three, take a moment to appreciate the experience. However, if we imagine a happy experience, uh, our brain activity works very similar to uh, our physical experience actually. So even think about something happy, that also help people a lot. If we see this activity, we can also create some activity that's suitable for school children or for employee who work very hard, who work too hard. Savory actually entails being aware of pleasure and purposely pay attention to the experience. So savory activity, in a sense, remind us to pay attention to small things that around us, but we didn't pay attention to. Actually, sunrise and sunset, 4 months, they are all very beautiful things and around us every day. But we are too busy or worry too much to pay attention to them. Savoring is also a subjective and cultural experience. Sometimes in different culture, you maybe enjoy different things. Sometimes some level of reflective awareness is also very important for savoring in activities. Researchers argues, for example, that some pleasurable experience that cannot be enjoyed reflectively, such as oh, however, sometimes if we end some reflective exercise or assignment in an savoring activity is also very helpful, I think, for at least school age students. Think about different kind of tea. Do you like tea or coffee? When you drink a cup of tea or coffee, you feel sometimes you will feel like that life is worth living. Uh, you can find the enjoyment back in your life sometimes. But in different culture, maybe people enjoy things different way. Some people like coffee, but some people like tea. Which way do you like most? Uh, there are some ceremony for teas in Taiwan and Japan. Uh, people use some ceremony to prolong to last the joy or the enjoyment of tea when they drink a cup of tea. So they actually can, my grandfather, my father can actually drink tea for a very long time. But however, I sometimes um, feel very confused. It's just a cup of tea. You can finish it in 1 minute. But my parents enjoy a cup of tea for a very long time. How they can do it? So there are many ways to help you enjoy the the good things in life. For example, you can use many skills. You can use many technique. For example, memory building, self congratulation, sharpen your perception, absorption, or share your experience with others. They all be they are all very helpful for you to enjoy the small things in life. However, you can read the presentation file later. Uh, and sometimes we can also decide some savoring activity in hospital that will help patient, especially cancer patient, to live longer and live happier. So will you be able to design some savory activity that help students to discover joy in their life? Music activity in a cancer medical center is usually old songs. Some people will play old songs uh, or have a old song party for patients in cancer hospital. That kind of activities can help people to remember the good time when they are young, or have a fun time with other people, because music bring happiness, uh, joy, bring joy, no matter who you are. There is a practice of eating zazen with mindfulness.
It's very special for us to be here. This is something that 15 years ago you couldn't find it anywhere, in any hospital, anywhere. You have to go to some monastery in Asia in order to find what we're going to be learning. Our first meditation will be an eating meditation. I'm going to pass around some raisins. And the instructions are basically to take them in your hand and look at them as if you'd never seen them before. Basically, as if you dropped in from Mars and you just had never seen these things before. People will carry a lot of baggage about what a meditation is, want to dispel those notions right away. So we'll say, look, the first meditation exercise that we'll do isn't breathing. It isn't sitting in the full lotus posture or standing on your head or some weird thing. We're going to just eat one raisin. We're going to do it mindfully with awareness. Notice how the body knows where to position it and how to position it. And then start chewing. And don't swallow. Just very slowly. Very slowly. Chewing. And experiencing the effect of the chewing, which we tend to call tasting. Taste this thing that automatically we eat. This is usually, and we don't taste them. And you're on to the next handful before you start finishing chewing this one. And people have the realization, I never taste raisins. I'm so busy eating them that I don't actually taste them. And most of us, when we eat, we're doing a lot of different things. There's eating and reading a newspaper. There's eating and having a conversation. There's eating and watching television. Very often, there's eating so fast that you're just like out of touch with it completely. Slowing it down and really tasting helps bring you into the present moment. If you've ever been starving or been out camping where, after 4 or 5 days, it's just a nut or a raisin left, you can stretch that out like half an hour. It's special to eat. Why should eating the raisin or eating your dinner be any less of a vital moment than when you're driving in your car or when you're making love or when you're talking with your children or anything else? If this is really it, why not own the whole thing? And when you're eating, really eat. And when you're walking, really walk, be in your body. And when you're driving, really drive. Once we do the raisin exercise and people begin to realize, wow, there's nothing magical about meditation, about mindfulness. It's simply when you're eating, just eat. Be completely with eating and the tasting. Then we transfer from there to the breath and say, now taste your breath in the same way.
In a sense, being mindful is very important element and which can sharpen your perceptions. If you are perceptive, then you can rediscover the good things in life. So in this practice, the psychologists teach their patients to eat a raisin very slowly and find the good taste of a raisin. So it is also a way to teach savoring. In this sense, we can teach students other stuff to eat. For example, drink a cup of tea or other things. This is a breathing exercise. It helps us to rediscover the good part of breathing. The cold air enters your body. The air comes out of your body. The air is so fresh and life is so good. So this exercise is very short, but it helps us to breathe the fresh air, to discover the good part of the fresh air. But the nature is always there. It's around us. We just forgot to discover them, rediscover them. In this sense, you can design many activity. However, it's all about using your sense. Slow down and enjoy small things. Taking time to enjoy this kind of things. Um, make it routine if it possible. And it's a special skill that can be taught. So in this sense, what kind of savory activity do you enjoy the most? And if it is possible, what kind of savory activity you want to bring to your workplace or your school for other people? Maybe you can also bring a savory activity to an elderly care home. What kind of activity would you like to do? I want to invite one response. Is it too hard? uh, do you
Mm,
like do you like
what?
go to KTV? Please.
I don't understand. Is it only about eating food, or we can do something else than
Yeah,
eating
yeah,
food?
you can enjoy other things else, not
Like
only food. Yeah, but also sing songs or something like that in an elderly care home is also a good activity.
okay.
Can I see? Yes. Okay.
Please.
Yes. As I want to say that we have a very good campus. We have a pool in our campus. We have a gym and volleyball and tennis, yes, full tennis, and so on as well. I think we have a very good environment in our campus for now. Yes, and I just want to add something. So it's very good when you go with your bag to your lesson, and after that you go to the gym and do something for you. And that's why I don't want to add something. Yeah. Also, we have some music class and um, a lot of events every day, every week. So I think that Suchi do anything that is comfortable for students.
Yeah, yeah. In school, in university, we have a lot of activity that help you to find the small things good around you. Feng Yi, please.
I want to share one of my experience that we did with the elderlies before, which is because I'm the preschool teacher, so we brought a group of children visit the elderly home, and then we get them to engage with the elders, with the children together. This is like breaking time. Then the second thing is actually we play the African drum together with the elderly. So one to one accompanying. Then maybe when the children tap a while, just to not teach, but is playing the African drum together with the elderly. So actually, we can see they really can bring the joy to the elderly. Then after that, we do some massaging to the elderly. Then they also feel like someone is maybe taking care still like paying attention to them. So this is what we did. and we get them to share their thoughts and how they experience when they're together with the children. Yeah.
Great. I think it's a very good activity. Sometimes in some conference or in some activities, we hold a coffee corner, and people stay in that corner for a while, take a cup of coffee, and enjoy free talking to strangers. That is also a very good moment for me. Sometimes, yeah. So it also be possible if we hold some musical party in a place, maybe old, maybe elderly care home, or maybe in school, just very casually have a music party. Then it also be a good thing. I think it is a good moment. So this kind of activity can bring people a feeling of happiness. They can feel touched at that moment in a busy day. So that kind of small things bring us a happy life, happiness, more happiness in life. So this kind of activities are all we can do. So it is not really hard and bring a lot of people happiness. So thank you very much. We are going to talk about meaning theory next week. See you next time. Thank you a lot. Thank you for your attention. See you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good night, everyone. Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.